Two teams coming off of disappointing defeats last week. Two teams full of players that want nothing more than to crush the other in the streets of King's Row. Players that want to send the others into the Ilios well, and players that want to climb to the top of Lijiang Tower. Join us tonight as we make some history to kick off this October. The UNI Panthers versus the SHSU Bearcats. Hello and welcome everybody to UNI, or welcome all UNI Panther fans and esports fans alike. My name is Joe, and tonight I'll be your caster with Bill in production. Tonight we've got the University of Northern Iowa Purple Overwatch team versus Sam Houston State over University Orange. Last week, UNI Purple played against UNLV in a wild 5-game series, ultimately losing the match 2-3. Meanwhile, SHSU Orange suffered a crushing 0-3 defeat against Yotes Blue. Tonight for UNI's lineup, we've got Brookbear 3, Mako Remix, Matahuski, Mr. Sir Claps, Roadkill 223, and Unlasting. And for SHSU members, we've got G Garnt, I'm just gonna call him Garnt, Y Jagan, Blue BS, Cat with a sniper rifle, O'Deary, Shutter FPS, and Stoop. And tonight we are going to have a great game. Really quick, while I have your attention, I do want to mention Northern Iowa Knockout 3. It is UNI's annual Super Smash Bros. Tournament hosted at the University of Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa Knockout. Come join us in Mocker Union on October 25th at noon when players come together and take part in a variety of modes, brackets, and tournaments at this annual event. Whether you're a more competitive player or a more relaxed player, there will be games for you. Competitive players who proceed further in the tournaments can look forward to a cash prize, with the top 8 players receiving a payout. More relaxed players can look forward to a friendly match throughout the day. Players are encouraged to bring their own controllers, and players who bring extra equipment like their own consoles, adapters, cords, etc. will receive a reduced entry fee. And players who bring friends from outside the Midwest and players who carpool can also receive reduced entry fees. And additionally, this event will be live streamed with casters. Now, I'm not going to be there casting, but my good friend Hunter is going to be there casting, and it's a great way for friends and family to support and virtually cheer for players. The main stream with commentary will be hosted on this Twitch channel, twitch.tv/uni_Panther_esports, with some additional streams for recording will occur on our other channels. And again, this event is for everyone. All players at all skill levels, both friendly and competitive. Bring your friends or whoever you want to come. All are welcome. Please visit start.gg/tournament/northern-iowa-knockout-3/details for more information regarding parking, pricing, and scheduling. Registration is open now. Please note that registration for certain modes ends 3 days prior to the tournament, so make sure to check in advance. And we can't wait to see you there on October 25th at noon. Without any further ado, I do want to talk a little bit about tonight's game. We do have UNI Purple versus SHSU Orange. Now, I did mention previously that both teams are coming off of a defeat last week, so I think that both teams tonight are going to be playing pretty competitively, and I hope that the matches we get tonight will reflect that. I think for game 1, yep, we are going to be going to Ilios well, and I will get and talk about the rules for each game after this one. But I love this map. This is a classic Overwatch 1 map. It is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite in all of the maps, especially for the King of the Hill game mode. I really love all of the possibilities for environmental kills that you can do, as I am a Lucio main. The boops are pretty fun on this map, but I think this map is a lot of fun for lots of other characters. There's all kinds of characters that like some of the longer hallways you see on this map as production zooms us through some of these longer sight lines. But then once you get out onto point, you have this interesting cover here and a long sight line to it. So coming out for both teams, we got YJagon on the tank. Looks like he's going to roll it on Winston, Cat Sniper, and Shutter on DPS, Deer and Blue BS on support for SHSU. And then for UNI, we've got Totoro, Unlasting for the DPS, Roadkill on tank, Mr. Sir Claps, and Mako on support. So pretty standard lineup for UNI so far tonight. Just really quick here, we're going to be rolling out. Oh, I got to turn my sound on. That's better. I just want to point out, it's going to be a Winston versus the Hazard matchup here. And both tanks are pretty divey. We've got a Pharah on the side of SHSU, or excuse me, UNI, that on lasting is hopefully able to make some work here. Shutter getting a little bit low for SHSU. Totoro dealing some damage with the arrows on Freya. You gotta watch out for those. She's always up there. Gets a little stick on the Tracer there, but she gets out of there. Okay, right now UNI have a solid hold on the objective. And it looks like both teams are just kind of poking at each other, hoping for something to happen. Now, UNI have Mako on the Wuyang. We saw last week that Wuyang got a ton of value for both teams. You know, when Wuyang puts his ult on somebody, like a Tracer, and they dash in, it becomes really hard to play against. So Winston gonna be diving into UNI here. YJagon trying to make some space for his team. Meanwhile, Roadkill making some space for his team, keeping all 4 members of SHSU at bay. Here comes, oh, excuse me, there's Shutter picking up the kill on Roadkill with YJagon as his support there. And he's gonna get Mr. Sir Claps. The 3rd member of UNI gonna go down as Mako goes down and SHSU picks up the point. We're gonna be looking at pretty even ult charges for both teams. We got the Lifeweaver on SHSU almost having his tree up, and the Cassidy almost having his ult. UNI need to lock in a little bit here, get some ults ready. As YJagon, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is just trying to make some space for his team. As UNI group up here, looks like they're going to be going in or looking for a pick on lasting, trying to get the poke damage with the Pharah on the roof over there. Going to be falling back a little bit. Totoro getting active right now, fighting 2 people. The life grip saving the Winston's life. I don't know that he needed it, but he was saved. And Shutter picks up a pick on Mr. Sir Claps, but Totoro's going to trade back. Right now it's 4-4 on the point, but SHSU has an extra support. YJagon going to be killing Mako. Now UNI's got no supports. There's 3 members left. They're going to be looking to run away or suicide for no ult charges here. Roadkill gonna go ahead and go in there and get his ult, but I don't know if he's gonna be making it out. Meanwhile, Unlasting having a 1v1 with YJagon. Now, SHSU has 5 ults to work with, and so does UNI. It's gonna get really difficult for me to cast here because everybody's gonna start pressing Q. Here comes the rain. Here comes the tree. Here comes the high noon. We're saving the rest of our ults so far. I think UNI maybe could have done a little bit more, but Totoro is down, and Mako and Mr. Sir Claps are also down. And UNI's push onto this point is just going to get stopped as they are missing teammates. Roadkill realizes, going to try to suicide to stop people from getting ult charges, but it's too little too late, as SHSU Orange are going to be getting this game 1 unless UNI can get a touch. Or sorry, this round 1 on game 1. Comes Totoro with a touch. Getting the overtime taken over. Nice looks, Totoro. Okay, gets the Wuyang ult on him. Totoro trying to make so much space for UNI, but unfortunately they were not able to get everybody on the point, and we did step off. It looks like round 1 of this game 1 is going to go over to SHSU Orange.
Ready for battle.
Going into the round 2 here, it looks like we're going to be playing on Well. Now, this is my favorite map in the trio, as that big well in the center is a lot of fun for environmental kills. Looks like you and I are going to be thinking about that straight away with Orisa Roadkill. I like that. Meanwhile, SHSU are not too interested in swapping. They're going to be rolling the same roster. You know, don't fix what ain't broke, so I like that. You and I going to go ahead and not go with the Orisa. We're going to go same rosters for both teams. Hero rosters. YJagon hopping in there. Both teams just kind of waiting around right now. Nobody's on point. Everyone's kind of just poking at each other. The Pharah doing their best to poke, but it's weird because nobody's really showing. Right now. Oh, Cat Sniper was waiting on the ground for the Pharah to land. They're going to find the pick. It does not look like it, as Unlasting is quite the rat and makes it out there. Meanwhile, on point, Shutter looking at 3 members of UNI. He goes down, bested by Totoro. Totoro looking for another one here. Gets the stick on the Tracer. Cat Sniper dashing for their life, but it's not enough as Totoro picks him up. It's UNI's point to take now, as they are going to start pressing their advantage, folks. Going to be stepping up here, holding this choke while the percentage takes up for them. Unlasting, trying to do some poke damage here, but it's not quite connecting. UNI have no ults up and ready to work with, but neither do SHSU Orange. So both teams are going to be looking to poke, and both teams are going to look for maybe one pick. No big dives yet, I don't think. Winston getting caught out a little bit here, but he's got Cat Sniper on the balcony to back him up, but just getting exploded. Shutter gets exploded by Roadkill and Farah. Roadkill getting in there, getting active. He knows he's got the numbers advantage on UNI, but they're going to have to operate quickly here as this is in front of the spawn doors. Bring in the rain, Roadkill. Find some value. Right now, you're just looking to buy time for your team as the point ticks up and try not to die. We got 2 ults on the side of SHSU Orange ready to use. Blue BS with the Lifeweaver Tree of Life nearly ready. Meanwhile, Totoro has the Bola, and Unlasting's almost got the Garage. Mako did end up going down there, so UNI are going to be 4v5 here. Why Jagon? What are we doing? Ends up going off the map somewhere. I don't know what happened there. Meanwhile, the rest of his team are going to have to do their best and survive the brunt of Roadkill's attack, but they can't do it as Unlasting and Roadkill take down Blue BS. They're going to have to run back a little bit as D.Va comes back here, but Unlasting's looking. He's above him. He's got the barrage. Is he going to? Yes, we are. Unlasting getting the 2-piece. Really nice on Shutter and Deer. Mid-fight there. 95% ticked over for UNI here. It is their game, or sorry, round 2 to win on this game 1 here. D.Va going to go in there and touch. But the Freya ult from Totoro is too much to deal with as Mako ends up getting the last hit and Blue BS goes down. Game 1, round 2 goes over to UNI. As we are going to be going to, I think it's called Ruins for round 3. Now Ruins is a little bit different than the first 2 maps. There's some environmental kill potential with where the camera is looking right now, but most of the map is a lot of pillars in really long corridors with a couple of short engagement fights or spots. But what I'm getting at here is characters like Widowmaker, Ashe, to some extent Sojourn, Farah, and Freya will find, and Cassidy will find a lot of value, but looks like nobody's going to go with any snipers, and instead we're going to go with the Genji Cass and the... Oh, I spoke too soon as Totoro swaps to the Widowmaker. Now Totoro's going to have to watch out for Cat Sniper on the Genji. As that assassin character, it can be pretty tough to stay alive, and if you misplay against the Reflect, you will shoot yourself. We're going to have Jagon trying to go along the edge here, maybe look for a pick on Totoro in a minute here as Roadkill goes along the other side and makes space for his team. Winston taking a lot of damage, having to jump out. Roadkill catching him out of position as UNI get the upper hand here. It is 4-5 in favor of UNI with no tank on SHSU Orange. They're going to have to do their best to try to live here as Roadkill making some space for his team. Unlasting, getting the cap, and Mr. Sir Claps helping clean up Shutter. Now UNI are going to do exactly what they did last round and exactly what every team does all the time here, and they're going to push up and try to hold this choke. It's a great choke to hold. Does not let enemies get onto the point, and it can be really hard to get past. As we see Jagon having to use his bubble up on the high ground up here just to try to get people to look at him, but it is working somewhat. He's bought his team some space, but I don't know if it's going to be enough as Blue BS is down for this fight. He's on the respawn, but now Shutter goes down. SHSU Orange going to have a hard time on this attack as Cat Sniper tries to do some damage. Meanwhile, his team is dying, and he's just got to get out of there and survive for that potential next push. Roadkill's Hazard ult coming up, bringing the rain very soon. Make sure to bring an umbrella, SHSU Orange, as Roadkill is going to bring the rain. SHSU setting up for a last push here. Maybe not last. Point is halfway ticked over for UNI, so they got about 1, maybe 2 good team fights left to try to cap this. Oh, crazy shot from Shutter there onto Totoro. Making this push a little bit easier, taking down the Widowmaker. Looking for a pick on the Farah, not good enough, but the Hazard ult is going to make some space. Meanwhile, we got Y-Dragon switching to the hamster, trying to make some space for his team. 2 members of UNI are really low. One of them, Roadkill, goes down. Meanwhile, Cat Sniper getting blasted off the edge by Unlasting. Nice job Unlasting on the Pharah. Mako taking out the ball. Totoro taking out Lifeweaver. As the point ticks up to 85%, things are looking dire for SHSU Orange. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to cap here. Maybe the ball can try to get a touch. I don't know. They're going to try that. Ball's on the point right now, fighting it out with Roadkill. We got 2 members of SHSU dead, but they're coming back. Cat Sniper did just go down to Totoro, but he'll be coming back soon. This is tough as members of SHSU are constantly dying and trickling to the point. It's not going to be enough to defeat the Panthers on game 1. Gonna get a drink. Hang on.
Play of the game.
Little pot G for Totoro. Now I like that game 1. We saw match 1, a pretty strong lead by SHSU Orange to beat UNI. Going into that round 2, we saw UNI come back. It was a little bit more back and forth, but mostly for the side of UNI. And then into round 3 of that game 1, it was pretty much a stomp for UNI, especially towards the end as members of SHSU Orange just kind of trickled in. If you guys are enjoying the stream right now or want to support Panther Esports, please do scroll down and click on our merch button or type !merch. It'll take you to guardianproline.com /collection/northern-iowa-panther-esports. We got shirts, we got t-shirts, we got jerseys, we got sweatshirts. The jerseys are cheaper than the football jerseys of the equivalent that you can get, but you can also put your gamer tag on them. So that is a huge plus. But if you guys don't want to support us by buying merch, please just follow the channel. Put a Go Cats in the chat to support your favorite team, which is UNI Panthers. But you know, if you're on SHSU and watching, go ahead and cheer them on too. You know, I try to stay pretty middle ground, but I am a little bit biased in favor of UNI. But we are going to be going into game 2 here, and I said that I would find the map voting rules, and I kind of lied. I didn't do that, so I'm going to be doing that right now. It's got... here they are. Okay, so there's also weird hero ban rules, because in your solo queue games, you know, everybody kind of votes on heroes and then some get banned. But for the competitive play, for play versus, the hero bans apply to both rosters. An individual hero can only be banned once by each roster in a match. So for example, this means a hero can be banned twice overall in a match, once by each roster. And an individual role cannot be banned twice in a game. It gets a little weird, and I kind of don't want to try to explain the hero bans, just because I feel like I end up confusing myself in the process. I see. Okay, so the game modes will be control, then hybrid, then flashpoint, then push, then escort. So we did a control on Lijiang Tower, or not Lijiang, excuse me, on Ilios, which means going into game 2, we're going to be going into hybrid. And the maps we have for that are Numbani, Kings Row, Midtown, and Hollywood. Out of those maps, I do like me some Kings Row. And it looks like they've highlighted Kings Row right now. Now, I did not mean to get Kings Row after the intro I wrote, but I'm very happy that we might see a battle in the streets of Kings Row between the Bearcats and the Panthers. But I hope we see some Reinhardt. We didn't see any Reinhardt last week. This is a great Reinhardt map. If we do get this, it looks like SHSU are going to be banning Hazard this round. And we did have some subs. So instead of Unlasting, for this round, or game 2, we've got Matahuski, and instead of Mako, we've got Brookbear 3. So that is going to be one DPS swap and one support swap as far as I can tell. And yeah, hopefully game 2 will go underway here soon, once both teams figure out who they're banning and what map they're going to pick. But until then, I will talk a little bit about Northern Iowa Knockout 3 again. It's our UNI's annual Super Smash Bros. Tournament. It's on October 25th at noon. You can join us in mock reunion, where players come together and take part of a variety of modes, brackets, and tournaments at this annual event. And whether you're a competitive player or a more relaxed player, there will be games for you, and competitive players who proceed further in the tournaments can look forward to a cash prize. And additionally, this event will be live streamed with casters. Hunter is going to be there. I will not. It is for everyone, and please visit start.gg/tournament/northern-iowa-knockout-3/details for more information regarding parking, pricing, and scheduling. And registration is open now. Please note that if you guys do want to come, that registration for certain modes ends 3 days prior to the tournament. So make sure to check in advance, and we can't wait to see you there on October 25th. Going into game 2 here. We are still waiting on UNI Purple to ban a hero from SHSU Orange. I'm curious going into this game too if either team are going to try to utilize the Wu Yang ult with a mobile character a little bit more, or if that's something that they are going to try to save for later on in the series. UNI going to be banning Ana, which is very interesting. I think that's good on King's Row. I don't think that Ana is the most ban-worthy of a character unless someone on SHSU is like an Ana one-trick or something. I feel like, I don't know, a tank ban or a different support ban could be good, but I don't know. I think that UNI Purple might kind of be anticipating an Ana, which would be on specifically King's Row, and that would be annoying because there's a lot of long-range spots that Ana can sit and watch from, where Ana never has to see the light of battle. Like, it's really hard to find Ana sometimes on King's Row, so maybe that's what UNI is thinking about. I don't know, especially if there's like a Ryan thought from UNI. You'd think maybe they'd want to keep the Ana because Nano is pretty good, and yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting ban. Just kind of hoping that we do get into game 2 here, because I am tired of waiting. If only there was a pro hog baller to play tank, if only. Maybe someone is thinking about going hog on UNI, and maybe that's why they banned Ana. I don't know. Looks like we are having some technical difficulties. 1 sec, coming from Y Jagon on SHSU Orange. Apologize for the delay, everyone. I realize it is disrupting to your stream experience. Looks like next week you and I are going to be playing Rosa in the Northwestern Purple. Oh, the game started. Okay, so I can stop talking about that. King's Row, classic Overwatch 1 map. A lot of different characters can be played on this map. I think Reinhardt is the most fun. And Doomfist can be fun too, as Jagon hovered it for a second. But we're going to see what both teams end up going with. Now, a lot of King's Row gets skipped as the camera swerves through the streets phase here. I suspect that once a team gets the cart, or if they do, they will try to push as far ahead as they can and make space while 1 or 2 members just ride the cart through the streets. But this first choke point will be the most trouble for both teams, or the second most trouble, with the very end choke point being the most trouble. But this is a great choke point for people who like to snipe, like Hanzo, or people that like to wall people off, like May. And we see both May and Hanzo pick this game. Roadkill going to be coming out with the Orisa, we think. That might change. So I'll just talk about SHSU's lineup. We got YJagon on the Sigma, which I like. That can be tough on this map. We got Cat Sniper on the May, which is a great pick for King's Row. We got Shutter on the Freya, another great pick for King's Row. Deer on Kiriko, and Blue BS on Lifeweaver. So a pretty solid team composition from SHSU. I think they might be lacking in damage, but UNI are going to be going with the Hanzo, Reaper, Orisa, Kiriko, and Juno lineup. Lots of damage on the side of UNI. That Sigma is going to have to hold up to. May looking for the wall here. Going to be walling off Roadkill. He's in deep through that wall. UNI going to be breaking it or whatever. He's okay. That's the point. Freya getting behind with his support Deer. Trying to look for a cheeky pick on a member of UNI, but it's not fast enough as Roadkill and Totoro are picking off their team. Shutter, you got to get out of there. As he's spotted by Totoro. Oh, the doink! Why are you running? Meanwhile, Roadkill in the streets, already making space before his team has even capped the point. I love the looks, Roadkill. He's gonna fall back a little bit as both teams kind of regroup here. Matahuski watching the long haul with the Reaper here. I like this. He's got to find somewhere to slip in again. Then I think on this defense, Shutter's got to look a little bit more to get a kill, because that flank was good, but they weren't able to fully execute and find value before they got rolled by UNI, which is what's happening right now as Roadkill shoves that YJagon dude into his team and punches him to death. Cat Sniper gonna be taking out Brook Bear 3. It's a 4v4 right now as nobody's pushing the cart for UNI. Cat Sniper gonna be going down to Mr. Sir Claps Kiriko. Nate has always been deadly on the Kiriko. Right now we got Roadkill making some space for the team. As the payload, 2 members of UNI are on it, are pushing up. The Diva pick coming out from YJagon. Maybe gonna find a little bit more value here. That mobility will be quite helpful. But Totoro gonna be taken out by the Diva. Looks like that mobility was helpful, as I said it. That's pretty good. Right now, UNI down 1, 4-5 on the point. Just gonna be trying to hold their ground, not give up control of the payload. Kiriko ult coming out from Mr. Sir Claps. Not sure what kind of value it's gonna be finding, but it must be some, as they've not really lost control of the point. But here comes a giant ult from Roadkill, getting some value. The Shutter ult in response getting value. As right now it is a 3-4 in favor of SHSU Orange. The tree coming out, now things are looking really good for SHSU Orange. And the Kiriko ult, maybe a little bit too many ults used, but the the Matahuski Death Blossom taking out some members of SHSU Orange might be enough. I don't know. Roadkill getting pretty low. Nate keeping him in there. Some members of UNI are trying to hold their ground. Ooh, that was kind of nice. I like that. It's Totoro and Mr. Sir Claps take down another member of SHSU Orange. So really, I gotta be honest, a goofy push and a goofy defense from both teams there, as kind of devolved into a little bit of a team deathmatch as both teams held their ground and members were dying and just running back, and then someone else would die and run back. But UNI are going to be pushing up to this choke here as Diva holding the high ground. Totoro getting double blasted and by Shutter, and unfortunately did not have a support look at him in between the blasts, so he does go down. He may have had a health pack he could have used, the soldier healing thing. Anyways, I don't know if it would have saved him. The Roadkill finds a pick. It's going to be 5-4 in favor of UNI, but SHSU Orange is 2 ults to work with. UNI getting 2 ult right now, or 2 ults up right now. We're going to see the Orisa ult find value, but Shutter's going to trade. Brook Bear taking YJagon out of the mech. Shutter going down to Matahuski. Oh, the Death Blossom from SHSU Orange. Cat Sniper finding a little bit of value onto Mr. Sir Claps and ends up helping get a second pick with YJagon there onto Brook Bear 3 and Cat Sniper. with the Reaper battle coming out on top this time, taking out Matahuski. Roadkill 2-2-3. He's too far in there. Too far in there. As he goes down and Shutter falls off the edge. Whoopsie. Both teams going to be reuniting here at this choke. We see at least the D.Va ult ready and both supports ready for SHSU Orange, and UNI Purple have 2 supports ready as well, but no tank ult. Totoro, Matahuski almost have the Visor and the Death Blossom ready. Here comes the D.Va ult. Gonna be taking out Matahuski. Meanwhile, Cat Sniper is gonna be getting in there behind, and Shutter is gonna be up here poking. UNI gonna do the rest to survive as Matahuski goes down. Mr. Sir Claps popped the Kitsune Rush, but it's just to keep his team alive right now. And it is not enough as Roadkill goes down, and the rest of UNI are going to have to regroup with 3 minutes left on the clock. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Well, getting a little bit dry. Shutter is turning out to be quite the demon in this area on Freya, keeping UNI at bay constantly as they stick him with the arrows. Reaper TP in. Matahuski looking for a Blossom, it looks like here, or to bait something out. He's up on top fighting with that Freya. Why Jagon barely living as Deer keeps them alive. Totoro's got him in his sights as UNI finds 1 pick, but unfortunately has to trade 2. But Totoro finds another pick. The rocket got you, Blue BS. And Totoro finds the mech off of Y-Dragon, but he gets punched and dies. Meanwhile, Roadkill doing his best to make space the way he always does. Cat Sniper getting toothpicked by Roadkill. Team members on both teams are doing their best to stay alive and come back. Roadkill stood the test of time there. That was pretty crazy. Y-Dragon trying to make space for his team to regroup here. But he's got to be careful. He is using up his DM rapidly. He's got no DM, but he's going to get his ult soon. I don't know if he's going to get it. He'll get it in time before he gets D-Mech. Oh man, Shutter getting very low. UNI have to find the pick on that Freya if they want to push here, but Mr. Sir Claps going to Kitsune Rush. I think there's someone behind them, I don't know, but Shutter gets taken out by Matahuski's Death Blossom. Cat Sniper blossoms, but it looks like it found 0 value. Trying to kill Mr. Sir Claps, but the blink away, the Bluebius Tree of Life saved a bunch of people there. Sorry, casting lagged a little bit there. It's very strange. We are kind of just at this stalemate here, as this very late in the map choke always spells trouble, folks. This is a great map, it's a lot of fun, but you kind of run into this stalemate at the first point and the last point where it's really, really tough to push through. UNI's got the Terra Surge on Roadkill. It looks like he wants to use it. He's going to be stepping up. Here it comes. Finding not a ton of value as he's just trying to survive right now. Shutter. Oh, sorry, wrong person. Totoro uses the ult. Doesn't find a ton of value, but Cat Sniper finds Mr. Sir Claps. Deer finds Roadkill. Y-Dragon got D-Mech and killed by Matahuski. Shutter killing Brookbear 3. Right now, most members of UNI, all of them are dead, except for Matahuski. But now he's dead too. In UNI, their push is going to make it, what is that, 59 meters to the end. So, a good push by UNI, not quite enough gas in that tank to get all the way there, but they got most of the way. Now, you do want to go all the way there just so that you have the possibility of going to overtime, or excuse me, to sudden death as a thing. I don't know if it's called that in this game, but since UNI were not able to make it all the way, they are not going to have that possibility. So they have to do their best to defend all the way here for SHSU Orange's attack. Now, we saw both teams play a little Widowmaker on Helios Ruins, and both teams' Widowmaker players did well. So I'm interested to see maybe if we see any more of that this series. I don't know. It's a good Widowmaker map, but it doesn't look like either team are really interested in it. Looks like UNI's lineup on the defense startup is going to be Totoro, Matahuski with the Ashe and Reaper on DPS. We got Roadkill. Oh, Totoro switching up to Freya. Totoro, make up your mind. Sincerely, Joe. Anyways, okay, it's going to be Ashe and Reaper. It's going to be Orisa, and it's going to be Baptiste and Kiriko for the defense. And so far the attack is going to be Zarya, Reaper, Widowmaker, Kiriko, and Lifeweaver. Never mind, everyone's switching to Freya. Shutter goes back to the Freya. Now, the Ashe might find some serious value for UNI. I Caster's Curse. Instantly dead. Oh, man. Oh, anyways. The rest of SHSU Orange are going to find a pick on Matahuski at Zarya. And UNI are just going to have to be on the back foot and just kind of pushed off here. You really don't want to die for UNI here, because then what happened to SHSU last round when they were defending will happen to UNI, where they just get pushed all the way through the streets. UNI really want to hold this second choke right after a cap here. Maybe they'll even go for a touch. Looks like Roadkill maybe wanted a touch there, but wasn't able to fully step up. But he's going to have to run away as both teams stare at each other and shoot at each other. Roadkill's almost got his ult up. The Terror Surge. Rooster Claps getting the window up. Meanwhile, Shutter's already got the Bola. Deer very close to the Kitsune Rush. And some other ults coming up. Here comes the Terror Surge. Not finding any value because of the Lifeweaver. Lamp coming out from Mr. Sir Claps, saving some members of his team. Window ready and instantly used. I like that. Members of UNI are going to try to push up, but the Reaper TP and Cat Sniper freaking out UNI. They don't want to step up versus that. Here comes the Kitsune ult, Kitsune Rush from both teams. Shutter looking to do some damage, maybe catch Matahuski, but it is not enough. This Freya has got to go UNI purple, as Jagon has the Graviton Surge ready, looking to use it, finds 1-2 members of UNI and the tree. Ends up only taking out Matahuski so far. Oh, and Roadkill. And Mr. Sir Claps, UNI running for their lives from this fully charged Jagon Zarya, as he's killing them all. And all members of UNI go down. It's not quite a team kill, because they weren't all dead at the same time. But it might as well have been, because all of UNI has to walk back now. And you can see on the ground where they cannot let SHSU Orange push to. This Roadkill stepping up, trying to do some damage. Don't know if it'll be enough. Totoro trying to get some pot shots off on this Freya. Sending in Bob to maybe touch here. I like this touch idea. But Reaper, Cat Sniper in the back, just making members of UNI look at him is value when you're Reaper. But I don't know if it's enough. He's getting picked off. Oh, Cat Sniper getting really low. Meanwhile, Shutter just kind of hanging out back here, lobbing arrows over and over again. UNI have got to take out the Freya. Roadkill, Terror surging in, but Lifeweaver hard countered yet again. This time with the Flower Petal underneath, but Mr. Sir Claps does end up finding a pick on the Zarya, which is good for UNI, as they stopped SHSU Orange from getting this checkpoint. So this is huge for UNI. They can hold up a little bit further. This is a weird choke to hold because you have to turn 90 degrees. It's like there's two different ways that they can come. Or I mean, technically there's three, but or four. The thing is that there's so many ways that they can come. SHSU can push. It's tough, but they're gonna go with the main street. The Kitsune Rush coming in. Roadkill doing their best to hold the line, but Totoro helps find the pick on Cat Sniper. And that's going to be rough for SHSU Orange, as they were counting on his Death Blossom to put in some work there. But there's still time. Oh my goodness. The Shutter 2-tapping Brook Bear with that Freya. I keep saying it, but UNI, I don't know if you can hear me or can feel my energy, but you got to take out Shutter's Freya. Right now, Sir Clap's doing his best to keep his time up. Lamps somewhere. Oh, but Roadkill ends up going down to that Graviton Surge. That was pretty devastating, and so does Matahuski. UNI trades for Sniper, but, or sorry, for Shutter, but all of their team ends up going down in the process. So UNI bought a lot of time there. They're gonna get, SHSU is gonna get a little bit more time here on this attack, but not quite as much time as UNI had when they were attacking this last point. So there is still hope for UNI Purple, but UNI Purple have to play this tight and they have to play this right. Otherwise, they are gonna lose in one push because they did not push to the end. Cat Sniper looking on the edge here with the Death Blossom. UNI gotta keep an eye on him, but I think the more important target is Shutter on that Freya right now, as they are about to get their Bola up yet again. Deer with the Kitsune Rush almost up. Brook Bear has their Kitsune Rush up. Cat Sniper getting picked off just like that. You can't make it so obvious, man. Everybody saw that one coming. Shutter just caught out a little bit, but not able to get taken out. Maybe the Dynamite will flush him out. Nice Dynamite from Totoro, but not quite able to finish him off with the ADS shots here. We have a Bob ready to use on the side of Purple, UNI Purple, but I don't know if we'll use it as we see the Kitsune Rush come out from Deer. Get in there, Bob, says Totoro with his dying breath. Jagon gonna be taking out Totoro's Bob, and Shutter, after Shutter had taken out Totoro. So things are looking dire for UNI as 2 members are down, 3 members are down. And Roadkill doing their best to just survive and stop this push, but it's not enough as he goes down. Matahuski running for his life, but he's got to turn around and maybe go for a touch here. Someone on UNI has to. The Graviton Surge in UNI's spawn, taking out Matahuski and Brook Bear 3. Those guys aren't touching. Deer doing his best to DPS here, but why Jagon and Shutter just killing all members of UNI? The Reinhardt pick comes out to maybe try something, but it isn't enough as game 2 goes to SHSU Orange. Pretty solid game 2 from both teams there. Both teams had their strong moments, both teams had their weak moments, but unfortunately for UNI Purple, SHSU Orange came out on top for this round. I think that this move right here by Jagon and some of the other plays were pretty devastating, and I think that the Shutter's constant, I wish I knew the exact name for the ability, but when you aim down sights in midair or ever on Freya, you like slow down, and I don't know what it's called, but that move, just her sniper shot, I'll call it that, it was getting so much value, just constantly keeping people at half health or constantly two-shotting. It became very difficult for members of UNI to play, especially when the supports have to look elsewhere and can't constantly babysit you from being chunked out by Freya. But going into game 3 here, the game mode, becomes Flashpoint, which means that both teams will either get to play New Junk City or Servasa. Right now, it's looking like Servasa. I'm not sure. If I had to choose between the two, I would probably choose, I don't know, I don't like the game mode. But we are going to be right back for game 3 here as we have some bathroom breaks, we have to do our bans, and we sub some people out and in. So looks like you and I are going to be subbing on Lasting for Matahuski and Mako back in for Brook Bear. We'll see how it goes. Flashpoint has kind of a tendency to be pretty volatile, and so does the game mode that they are intended to play after. If this game, so they're gonna have to go out after because the score is 1-1. We played a 3, so. Did we play to 3, Bill? Yeah, we did play to 3. Just want to make sure there because League plays to 2, and I get confused. So we will be playing push after this one. So that means that the next two games, Flashpoint and Push, are going to be pretty volatile for similar but different reasons. But I'll just talk about Flashpoint for now because that's what we're going to be playing. It's going to sound like I'm hating on it, and I am because I kind of don't like the game mode, but it is like King of the Hill, but you choose. You don't choose. You go in like a H pattern around the map, and the points tick up way faster than they do in King of the Hill. So you kind of, where King of the Hill, you might get 3, maybe 4 good team fights for a point with it going back and forth in that time. In Flashpoint, you're only really looking at 2, maybe 3 good fights with it flipping back and forth just by how the map is. And in between points, we are going to be seeing both teams run around. Maybe we'll see teams get kills in between the points. Maybe not. But it should be a good time either way. I don't think anybody on SHSU Orange are going to be swapping anybody out. We are going to see SHSU Orange ban Freya, which is interesting because they've been getting quite a lot of value out of Freya, but it seems like there is some dissent. Is Totoro says you can't ban Freya. We'll see what happens. While I got people's attention, if you guys are enjoying the stream, want to support us, type !merch, click that link. It'll take you to guardianproline.com/collection/northern-io-panther-esports. There's t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, blah 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 in there. They're for a pretty good price. Cheaper than their like NFL counterparts. But if you guys don't want to support us that way, please do follow. Check out our other streams. We stream all kinds of games on different days of the week, and or put a Go Cats in the chat to support your favorite team, which is for sure the UNI Panthers. But it's okay if you are not a Panthers fan and you're in the chat anyways. That's fine. Just want to see if I could see our schedule for other streams this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them because things are a little bit scrambled sometimes. I know if you guys like League of Legends, there's a League of Legends team that plays on Mondays, and I help cast that sometimes. And if you guys like Rainbow Six, Rocket League, Smash, Valorant, there's all kinds of those streams for you guys, or just stuff at UNI Panther Esports that you can do. But otherwise, we are just kind of chilling here, waiting for Game 3 to start. Looks like we're underway. Looks like it's going to be Survasa. Excuse me, Suravasa. Let me say Survasa. Pretty standard Flashpoint map. I mean, there's only 2 of them, so...
Initiating match.
I don't know, but we are getting ready here. I don't know what teams are going to pick. We haven't seen any Lucio tonight, which makes me, as a Lucio stan, very sad. We also haven't seen Ana. She did get banned earlier. We haven't seen a bunch of different tanks. We haven't seen a bunch of different DPS. And in all reality, folks, it is kind of a boring night in terms of picks, but here we go. Finally, some different picks. Because right now, we're looking at, for SHSU Orange, looks like maybe a Hamster, maybe Pharah, Sojourn, Mercy, and Lifeweaver. I'll be surprised if they roll out on the Mercy. For UNI Purple, looks like Totoro is going to be on Cassidy, Unlasting on the classic Unlasting Genji, Roadkill on the Ramatra, Mr. Sir Claps on the Juno, and Mako on the Wuyong. Folks, I am excited for this Game 3. I want UNI to win very, very, very bad. Go Cats, as Unlasting, going to be pushing ahead, getting intel for his team. Not quite seeing anything. Notices them on the right side. Spots out that Mercy. That's going to be easy pickings, hopefully, but they have to find a pick on the Mercy because it is a farm Mercy on the side of SHSU Orange. Unlasting doing his best up there to do some poke, but Mako getting dove by the ball right now as Y-Jagon comes around the corner with nearly 1,000 working health. Shudder, instead of the Freya working in the back, now she's working with the Sojourn in the back, which can do a lot more, or a lot of the same things as Freya in terms of just like long-range poke damage and keeping people out of the fight. Roadkill taking a lot of damage, trying to make space for the team right now. Deer happily floating around, damage boosting the Pharah and healing up the Lifeweaver. UNI Purple, I think, should maybe look for a pick on this Mercy because taking out that Pharah Mercy combo is really tough and it does a lot of damage. So just gotta watch out here. Deer does have the schmoves on the Mercy. I will give him that credit. The ball trying to make room on SHSU, but UNI Purple just going to be walking through it, kind of ignoring it. As Shudder getting poked down to 23 health, now 0. Mr. Sir Clapson on Lasting, finding 2 picks to trade for the Totoro pick that SHSU found. UNI gonna lose on Lasting to Cat Sniper and make it a Y-Jagon. Right now, points ticked at 44%, 45 for UNI, and a similar amount for SHSU Orange, but right now it's anyone's point. SHSU trying to come in for the back cap here as Cat Sniper lands on the point and caps it. Right now, Y-Jagon on the hamster getting his ball ult ready. Shudder gonna be taking out Totoro. It's gonna be a 4v5 in favor of SHSU. Shudder getting a high ground. Trying to do some poke damage, getting some decent poke damage. Y-Jagon with the minefield on top of Roadkill. Unlasting, going down to 1 HP, getting his blade ready. Roadkill annihilating right now on the point. UNI cut off. We got 3 or 4 members. Looks like 3 outside the main doors, but 2 members on the inside here. Here comes the blade. Gonna be finding value on Cat Sniper while Mr. Sir Claps locks on and takes down Shudder. UNI gonna be capping with the point at 99%.
Catch me if you can.
Right now, both teams are looking pretty strong. UNI switching to the cheeky Sombra pick on Totoro to maybe get this dude the hell off of ball because he is quite a menace right now, folks. I don't know if you can tell that UNI cannot kill this guy. As he comes rolling in again, the Juno laser comes down. Shudder using the overclock, not finding any value, gets a little bit of value. My bad. Cat Sniper and Shudder find 1 kill apiece as it turns into a 3v5 in favor of SHSU Orange. UNI trying to turn around. They find a pick on that Shudder, but Deer tries to go for the res and gets hard punished by Totoro. UNI swinging this fight like crazy people as Y-Jagon goes down on the ball. Oh, the Tracer goes with the recall. Oh, and does die on Lasting at Totoro. Saving the game right now. Things got very, very bad for UNI, and then some members clutched it up, and we see Y-Jagon immediately gets off the ball now that he sees the Sombra. Now, the Sombra does have a hack ready, and I'm curious to see if UNI make use of a Wu-Yang. Oh! I was gonna say if they're gonna make use of the Wu-Yang ult on the Tracer, but looks like somebody on UNI got spotted over there. Not sure that was. The Tracer got picked off, or the Wu-Yang ult on the Sombra. Right now, the Flashpoint has unlocked. Both teams kind of split up right now as Roadkill finds a pick on Y-Jagon while Deer finds a pick on Totoro. It's 4-4. But SHSU missing a tank, gonna make this point a lot harder to take, and we see them not able to take it as the point ticks up to 10% for UNI. As members of SHSU just kind of wait around for their team to get back, maybe look for a pick, definitely look for some poke damage. We've got Blue BS and Cat Sniper with ults ready to go, but meanwhile Totoro and Roadkill pressing their ults, both EMPing and annihilating the enemy at the same time, and a team kill for UNI. It is pretty tough to deal with an annihilating Ramatra in your face when you've been EMP'd by Totoro. So great job, UNI. as they tick the point up to 69%. And SHSU Orange still only have Blue BS and Cat Sniper's ults to work with because they got rolled so quickly in that last fight. They weren't able to really get some ult charges ready. Unlasting, walking a knife's edge here in the Tracer 1v1. Oh, we're watching it again. Nothing ended up happening with it. I thought it was going to be really entertaining. Okay, Wuyong ult on somebody. Something's going on point. Roadkill and Unlasting, and yeah, Roadkill and Unlasting just mopping the floor right now as they take down 3 members of SHSU Orange. Blue BS is going to try to save the day with this tree, but it's not enough as Jagon is jumping around and is now dead, and so is Blue BS. Scores 0-2 this round in favor of UNI. All they need to do is win one more point on this Flashpoint map, and they'll bring this series 2-1. They've got to be feeling pretty good about that, but they don't want to let it get to them, and they have to remember that Cat Sniper's got their Pulse Bomb, and Jagon has the Rage. Shutter also has Overclock coming up. Meanwhile, Unlasting has his Pulse Bomb up, and Mr. Sir Claps has the Orbital Ray. Totoro getting the Bola Strike almost ready. Getting some chip damage onto the Winston, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Looking for a pick on that Tracer. She is a very easy kill for Freya if you land that first Bola, or that first sniper shot, but we see the Juno ult come out. Unlasting does end up getting taken out early in the fight before things even start, and Mako ends up falling as well. Right now it is disaster for UNI as Totoro finds a trade, but Roadkill and Mr. Sir Claps go down as well, and the point goes in favor of SHSU Orange. Right now both teams just kind of do a little regroup. We've got some people scattered. SHSU Orange definitely has members all over the place right now. I've kind of noticed that all of the series, they like to have 3-2. So like 3 people in one spot and then a support and DPS in another spot. Right now, Totoro trying to do some chip damage. Maybe funnel some people together for a decent Bola Strike. Winston's out there. Meanwhile, Roadkill making space on the Ramatra right now down below. Here comes a Bola Strike from Totoro. Not going to find any value, but does end up taking out Deer with regular attacks. Jagon ends up taking out Mr. Sir Claps at the same time. 2 members of SHSU go down. Now 3 with Unlasting taking down Jagon, and Cat Sniper making a trade on UNI with Unlasting. SHSU ticked 75% before UNI capped, and are now ticking up currently at 38%. We see both teams regroup again. Maybe find a pick on Cat Sniper here, Mr. Sir Claps. That would be huge! Oh, was not quite able to. That Tracer hitbox is so small and she's jumping everywhere, but you're gonna see a Orbital Ray come out for SHSU. Meanwhile, Mako is gonna be reversing the tide with a Wuyong ult. Blue BS trying to make some space and save the day with the tree, but he is not able to save himself from Roadkill as he gets punched in the face. Mr. Sir Claps trying to keep his team up, ends up taking out Shutter in the process. I don't think he was aiming at him. Could be wrong. This fight's going really fast. I apologize. Unlasting, cleaning up Jagon, and Roadkill taking out Cat Sniper. It's game 2, or sorry, game 3 goes to UNI. The current score being two matches for UNI and 1 match for Sam Houston University Orange. The Totoro pick on the Sombra, well, I don't know if this should be Pot G. I guess we'll have to see. Oh yeah, this was pretty good, killing that Mercy. This is when they clutched the fight, by the way, on that first point. Totoro found that pick on the Mercy during that res. If she got that res off, the fight was completely cooked for UNI, as opposed to the medium rare level of cooked that it already was. We're going to be going into game 4 here, folks. And now game 4, that is the wrong thing. Game 4 is going to be push. As I said before, it's a volatile game mode, just like Flashpoint is, but it is a little bit more of a pain in the butt, as you'll hear the expression or phrase, or whatever you want to call it, that you need to win multiple fights to be able to push the point a little bit on push mode. And that is very much true. The further you push in, the closer you get to the spawn of the enemy team. And while you do get a little bit of a uh, forward spawn when you get a checkpoint, um, it I think pales in comparison to how close the losing side spawns to the robot. So for push, we've got Coliseo, Esperanza, and New Queen Street. Out of the three of them, I think I would pick. Uh, hmm. I want to say. Okay, so here's my thought process with my favorite push map. I like Lucio. I play Lucio whenever I can. So I think about maps where I can wall ride on, and of all of these three maps, Coliseo, Esperanza, and New Queen Street, all of them kind of suck to wall ride on because they've all got like crap on the walls. Of the three, I'd probably go with Esperanza. I think the rollouts are the easiest on that one, but from everybody else in the game's ouch, I just kicked my desk really hard. From an everybody else in the game standpoint, I think we might see teams pick Coliseo instead. It's a little bit more of a balanced map. It's got all kinds of engagement lengths on it, and a lot of different characters can work on it. Really quick, I want to take a second and yap about Northern Iowa Knockout 3. It is um, a Super Smash Bros. Tournament hosted at the University of Northern Iowa. It's their annual Super Smash Bros. Event. You can join us in Mock Reunion on October 25th at noon when players come together and take part of a variety of modes, brackets, and tournaments at this annual event. And whether you're a more competitive player or a more relaxed player, there will be games for you. Competitive players who proceed further in the tournaments can look forward to cash prize with the top 8 players receiving a payout. So, cha-ching if you're good. Um, Additionally, this event will be live streamed with casters. I'm not going to be there, but Hunter's going to be there. If you guys know Hunter and like his streams. And again, it's for everyone, all players at all skill levels. Go to start.gg/tournament/northern-iowa-knockout-3/details for more information regarding parking, pricing, and scheduling. And registration is open now. Please note that registration for certain modes ends 3 days prior to the tournament, so make sure to check in advance. And we can't wait to see you there on October 25th at noon. Otherwise, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, you can check out our merch link. I'm not going to do that full merch read for you, but you can also follow. You can also put a Go Cats in the chat. And yeah, let me check back in here on the teams. Doesn't look like UNI are going to be subbing anyone in or out. And same thing with SHSU Orange right now. Esperanza is the highlighted map, but I do not know what they're going to go with. I think it's Esperanza. Usually they do that, but I think Freya is banned by SHSU Orange. And then UNI Purple banned Monkey, so no Winston for SHSU Orange. So going into game 4, reminder, UNI Purple is up 2-1 on SHSU Orange. And I think that they are ready to head in here. I'm going to take a drink of water really quick. Excuse me. All right. I accidentally typed Go Cat in the chat. Whoops. It's Go Cats. Plural. All one word. Go Cats. Looks like teams are just about ready. Maybe player getting back from a bathroom or something. I don't know, but I'm excited to see if UNI will close it in this game 4, or if SHSU is going to fight them to the death and take us to a game 5. We will see. Push can go either way. I've seen it go not in UNI's Purple's favor many a times. Push sometimes they struggle with, but normally they don't play on Esperanza, so maybe it'll be a little bit different. I don't know, push is so hard and I don't
Welcome to
like it as much. I don't like Flashpoint more. None of that even matters. But we are going to be going underway. Finally, a Lucio hover, or maybe a pick. Deer, you hovered it for a second. Lock it in. Dude, lock in that Lucio. I want to see it. Oh. So one of the rules is that the banned hero needs to be disabled. But it appears that when we had banned Freya, the host of the lobby forgot to disable it, and we are going to go ahead and restart the lobby really quick. So bear with us another minute or so here before we get game 4 underway. Okay. Looks like they're going. Hopefully. Okay. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see any new picks or more of the same old so far. I liked some of the different tanks that we've seen. I liked seeing the ball. I mean, we don't really see ball ever unless it's like somebody needs to touch the point at the very end. But it's been fun to see Jagon play ball. Play ball. I don't know. We'll see what we get for picks here. In 5 more seconds.
ready for battle.
All right. So far we got the Jagon on the ball again. Cool. Cat Sniper on the Tracer. Again. Shutter on the Sojourn. Deer on the Kiriko, and BlueBS on the Life Weaver. Meanwhile, for UNI, we've got Totoro on the Sojourn. On Lasting's classic Genji. Roadkill 223 on the Orisa. Mr. Sir Claps on the Kiriko, and Mako on the Wuyong. So I like the Genji Wuyong combo because Wuyong can throw his ult on Genji, and Genji can just dash in. Got some shenanigans in the chat. Hopefully everybody locks in. It's unlasting. Looking to do some poke damage with his shurikens. Not anything happening. The ball making space. Roadkill trying to make space. Wuyong trying to keep his team alive, but that ball doing too much damage with the Sojourn ends up taking 2 members of UNI purple down, and now a 3rd member and a 4th member as Roadkill. I don't even know where Roadkill went, but he's got to live. Oh, I see him. Jagon getting some high ground here. Maybe trying to surprise UNI. I don't know. It's kind of easy to hear the ball rolling around, but kind of difficult to determine where it can be coming from sometimes. And plus, you can see around corners with the ball, which is pretty cheeky, as we see him do. Tries to roll out and get some value by attacking Totoro's Sombra, but it backfires as Cat Sniper, the engaged duo in there, ends up dying for Jagon sins on the ball as he gets on the bridge now, packed out by Sojourn. Or sorry, Sombra. As UNI, he's fighting over this push bot here. Neither team has made it very far. SHSU pushed the furthest so far, but not quite to the first checkpoint for that forward spawn. On Lasting, in the back, gonna be cruising for some support, but his team is looking forward as 2 members of SHSU get picked off, and now a 3rd as Deer goes down. Looks like UNI are gonna be able to push here, perhaps into the lead, but to maintain that, they are going to have to win yet another team fight, which is going to be a little bit stressful. And pretty soon, we're going to start seeing you have to win more than 1 team fight to start pushing the bot, as I was saying before. It doesn't really start rearing its ugly head until after you push out the bot a little bit, until both teams do that. But right now, we're going to see some stuff going on. Totoro getting taken out. On Lasting getting taken out. Meanwhile, 2 or 3 members of SHSU Orange are going to be on 1 HP for like 10 seconds. UNI not able to close it out there as Circlaps, Mako, and Roadkill get picked off.
Secure and ready to move.
I think Cat Sniper started that ult with a pulse bomb, and it didn't register to my brain, and I said stuff is happening, so I apologize for that. That was kind of goofy. But right now it looks like Shutter knows someone's there, and Unlasting knows as well, trying to make some space. Oof! He's in deep, Unlasting! Get out of there! Oh! Ends up getting taken out by the Lifeweaver's Thorns. Meanwhile, Roadkill found a pick on the Deer, and Shutter and BlueBS going down. Lots of picks going down on UNI. Unlasting with the Galaxy Brain play of disrupting the entire enemy team so bad that they do not notice his team running them down.
Starting the push.
I like that. UNI going to be keeping as many ults as they can here, and it looks like SHSU are as well. We've seen 4 ults up on SHSU for quite some time. UNI have got all 5. It's going to get hard to cast here soon as people start pressing their Q buttons. Deer using the Kitsune Rush for SHSU. UNI using both the Terra Surge, oh, that gets countered by Lifeweaver, and the Orbital Laser. Meanwhile, Mako is going to get picked off, and Cat Sniper is going to picked off. Oh, Mr. Circlaps and Totoro getting picked off, and Y-Dragon getting picked off, but it's just kind of a stalemate here as so many people die, but Unlasting sneaking in here. I don't want anybody to know he's here. He's sneaky. It's Wabbit season. He's hunting Wabbits. As members of SHSU Orange are pushing up. Nobody knows. Here comes the flashbang. The reload tech. It's not enough. Nice looks on Lasting as Shutter takes him out. You gotta go for it. It's pretty funny. Totoro finding a trade onto the Cat Sniper. Mako finding a pick on Shutter with his ult. Very interesting. As you and I are gonna have the upper hand now. I said it before, and I'm going to remind everybody what happens in push is you got to win more than one fight to keep the push going. And right now, SHSU are feeling it as they have to win so many fights, and they are just not able to get a good push going. Roadkill getting blasted by Shutter there, right into the face. Cat Sniper taking out Totoro. Numbers are 5-3 in favor of SHSU Orange. Now 5-2. As the last 2 remaining members of UNI Purple are going to do their best to head for the hills and get out of there. Mako cutting it a little bit close on Lasting. Getting caught out again. But it's kind of worked out for them so far. We'll see if it'll work out again. The Unlasting Galaxy Brain play of disrupting the team. It's kind of working. The Lifeweaver has shut himself in here with Roadkill's Arisa. Gets grabbed. Massive value. Ooh, ooh. Okay, Roadkill gets Deer, but BlueBS kills Roadkill. Right now, it's 4-4 on the point. Totoro doing a little bit of hacking on the side. Finds himself a ball. Totoro in the 1v1 with the ball. Tries to get out. Is invisible. Is revealed. Oh. Wait a minute. There's no way he gets away with that one. By crouching there. That's crazy. That's Totoro. Again, well, Totoro and Unlasting tonight have been very Galaxy Brain with their attacks and offensive maneuvers, and I like it. But Totoro finds a pick on Shutter, Y-Dragon finds a pick on Unlasting, BlueBS finds a pick on Totoro. Right now, the trades are even. It's 3-3 on the cart. But I think I'd like UNI's odds a little bit better. Mako trying to help his team survive and do some damage on the Wuyong there, but Y-Dragon is just such a menace on this ball, guys. He is crazy. Always coming around at like well over 800 health. Or so I've seen him get up to 1,000. It's crazy. I don't know if he can go all the way up to 1,000, but he got up to 975 earlier. Oh, that double! Deadeye from Unlasting during my Yap Sesh. Roadkill finding another pick, but Y-Dragon finding a little bit of a revenge kill. Or a vengeance kill in general on Totoro's Sombra. I like that you and I are keeping Totoro on the Sombra, but we're not seeing him go like completely crazy, insane numbers. But I like it because, yeah, Y-Dragon has constantly got to think about where is this Sombra, where are my health packs, I don't want to be hacked, and ended up succumbing and swapping to the Zarya. Here comes the Pulse Bomb from Cat Sniper, 0 value, as UNI shrug it off and dodge it. Right now, we're going to have UNI's Orbital Ray come in. Mr. Sir Claps. Roadkill making some value with it, even though, oh my god, the triple surge from Roadkill. Meanwhile, one member of UNI went down. He's not able to save Totoro, as the 2-minute warning is given. UNI are pushing up to the last leg of the map here, guys. If SHSU Orange aren't able to stop UNI's push, they will lose the series, and they are not able to, and they go down. Week 2, gonna be going to UNI Panthers. 3-1 versus SHSU Orange. Well played, everybody in this series. We saw a lot of good stuff from both teams. The Freyas tonight were crazy. Shutter's Sojourn was crazy. Mr. Sir Claps popped off on all of the supports he played. Everybody popped tonight. It was great to watch. And I hope everybody had fun playing and watching as well. While we're still here, if you guys like our stream and want to support us, do type !merch. Click on that merch link, baby. Go to guardianproline.com. We got t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, polos, and beanies. And they're all for pretty good price, especially the jerseys, which are cheaper than NFL jerseys, and you can customize them. Additionally, if you guys are into Super Smash Bros. And did not hear me say this before, Northern Iowa Knockout 3 is UNI's annual Smash Bros. Tournament, and it's hosted at UNI in the Mocker Union on October 25th at noon. Everybody's welcome of all skill levels. And if you're more competitive, great. If you're less competitive, great. I understand that there are cash prizes for people who proceed further in the tournaments. And additionally, the event's going to be live streamed with casters, and some of the smaller games will be casted throughout the day as well. I think Hunter's going to be there. I am not, and again, I can't iterate this enough. The event is for everyone, and if you bring friends or equipment, I think you can receive reduced entry fees. So please visit start.gg/tournament/northern-iowa-knockout-3/details for more information regarding parking, pricing, and scheduling. And registration is open now. Make sure to register in advance if you are interested in those tournaments with cash prizes. Also, make sure to click our social links here and keep your eyes peeled for more streams, because we stream on this channel nearly every day in the evenings with Rocket League, League of Legends, Rainbow Six, Overwatch. I think there might be Valorant and Counter-Strike streams as well. I'm not 100% on Counter-Strike. But without much further ado, I had a great time tonight, and I hope you guys had a great time watching. It's been Joe in casting, Bill in production. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.
For the losers bracket, but I have high hopes for these guys. Colin goes to the backboard, double touch, and he gets it.
He's got sight and a good pick. Another good pick. And another. He's going crazy with it.
Oh! That was disgusting.